Ka halal Yahweh Bashem Yoshai Bashem Rakakadash Rakta Yahweh Rakta Yahushai Shalom. The honor to the elders of GMS Great Millstone. Shalom. Shalom to the elect of the 12 tribes from scattered abroad. Greetings. We call ourselves the hope elect because we do not know who the elect are these times. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 23. O Yahweh, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Man's goings are of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. So, the way of man is not in himself. There is no such thing as free will. The free will doctrine of Christianity and of anyone else is a lie. There is no such thing as free will. Man's goings are of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9. A man's heart divideth his way, but Yahweh directed his steps. A man's heart, his mind. Proverbs 16 verse 9. Let's go to the Blue Letter Bible. Click on the word there for heart. It's going to lead you back to mind. We'll do it for edification's sake. A man's heart. Love.
Strong's H 3820. Lave.
Mind. It even says will. Mind. You're not thinking, you're not gonna like, I'm gonna make a left turn. That was your will to make a left turn. That's not coming from your heart and your chest. That would be from your mind. A man's mind divideth his way, but Yahweh directeth his steps. There's no such thing as free will. If you walk down the street, make a left turn, Shemil Shai had you walk down there. This can all be likened unto a big movie, a story. There is no such thing as free will. So to give an example, of course the Most High is even greater. Shemil Shai is even greater, but you got a story, right? Timmy walked down the street. Now, Timmy has no free will, as you see. Timmy made a left turn at the fork in the road. There is no such thing as free will. Man's guards are of Yahweh Shemil Shai. Men, women, children, animals, a sparrow cannot fall to the ground, as Yahweh Shai spoke about. Matthew chapter 10. Go to verse 28, start there, and go on down. So, Timmy walked down the street. Timmy made a left turn at the fork in the road. A bear came out, and Timmy ran. I could easily have this bear tear him apart, or I could not. Yahweh Shemil Shai, he could do the same thing. Most High could do the same thing, except on a greater level. Yahweh Shemil Shai does even greater levels. For the power speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Joel chapter 33, verse 14, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, we all go to sleep. Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Their instruction. They have no free will, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. Monday sword, the gun, got a lot of other weapons though. The sword equals, that's according to weapons. So Timmy ran. What Timmy didn't know was, but there were men with guns hunting. So Timmy could either run into the man that was hunting, they could mistake him for an animal and shoot him down, or I could have Timmy climbed up a tree and called for help. And then the story can go on or whatever else, but you see, I could have had Timmy Run get killed by the sword, and he would have been taken out. And when people taken out like that, that's Yahweh Shemashai doing judgment. Let's get Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. By the way, bears can climb up trees far greater than a natural human can, so if you didn't know. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring a judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Yahweh Shemashai, we execute judgments every single day. Let's go in there for just. What's that word for just mean? Righteous, true, lawful. Not just I'll have one chicken, but it's referring to the righteous, true, lawful Yahweh. It's in the midst thereof. You got a bunch of wicked people, but you have one just man, one righteous man.
Strong's H, 6662. Sadiq. Sadiq.
Just, lawful, righteous. The righteous, lawful Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Yahweh Shemel Shai does not do iniquity when he executes judgments. John chapter 5, verse 22. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father, which hath sent him. That was John chapter 5, verse 22 and 23. Regular words of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is executing a lot of judgments every single day. Yahweh Shai is executing judgments. Sirach 39 is going to spirits created for vengeance. And we're supposed to honor the Son even as you honor the Father. The word there for honor in the Greek is temao. Worship the Son, revere the Son, fear the Son, worship the Son as you do the Father.
Strong's G, 5091. Tamao. Tamao.
To estimate, fix the value. So you have the king and his son, right? You to estimate, fix the value. So let's say the father is 100. So it's the same value of the father is the same value that you have towards his son. So you do the father, the king, 100, and you do his son 100 too. Worship the Son as you worship the Father. Venerate means what?
Venerate.
Regard with great respect, revere. So there is no such thing as free will, according to the scriptures. Psalm 119, 133. In Psalm 23, it talks about, lead me in the paths of righteousness for thy name's sake. Go pray to pray, by the way. Yahweh Shemashai can lead you in the paths of wickedness and destroy you. Wide is the road, broad is the way that leadeth to death, but the narrow road, there be few that find it, as Yahweh Shai spoke about. And the path to the kingdom of heaven, as in 2nd Ezra, is like a narrow passageway. One side you got water, other side you got fire. Only one man may travel at a time. It's straight. Psalm chapter 119, verse 133. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. Prepare to pray, by the way. But Yahweh Shemashai will order your steps in wickedness and destroy you. Now, define straight. This version is straight.
Straight.
S-T-R-A-I-T. Close, strict, rigorous. My captivity was straight as ever. So the path to the kingdom of heaven is straight. S-T-R-A-I-T. Pursuing to the scriptures is straight. And you don't want to fall. You could go to the water or the fire. You don't want to fall out to the truth and bug out. It's like you fell into some water. You're still alive, but you bugged out. Or you fall into the fire, fall out the truth and die. You don't want to do that. 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Start at... What is it? Alright. Verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. That city, and this is the kingdom of heaven. It's being likened unto the kingdom of heaven. One may even call this a parable, because it is a parable. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. You fall in the fire, you must know what that does. It consumes you. Ouch, and die. Depends on how hot the fire is. You fall into the sun, you gone. Deep water, you be swimming, but you're gonna lose energy, and then you drown. Both horrible ways to die. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So the elect is likened unto that man, receiving this city for an inheritance. That's the kingdom of heaven. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, it says, okay, then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. And that word for straight, we're into that. That's like a difficult circumstance. And it goes on. It goes on. And what's it? Alright. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish. The ungodly shall perish. Wide is the way, broad is the way, broad is the gate that leadeth to death. Now, how I spoke about. Let's get that. What red letter? Matthew 7:13. KJV, King James Version. No. Matthew 7. Enter ye in at the straight gate. See the word there for straight again. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. We're reading about that in 2nd Esdras, which also means 2nd Esdras is a part of the scriptures. 2nd Esdras is the Apocrypha, is part of the scriptures. Enter ye in at the straight. Let's click on there for straight.
Strong's G 4728. Stenos. Stenos.
Straight. Vigorous. Narrow. Ooh. So that word there for straight is different than like a straight line. Verse 18. 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. Straight again. Chastisement. The elect is receiving chastisement down here upon earth in these chains of darkness. Chains of darkness equals fleshly bodies. However, the elect is not in darkness anymore, but in light. Light in these scriptures. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. In these scriptures, it's 100% truth. It's light. But the elect are still in chains. And what are those chains? These fleshly bodies. The present things that we receive now for our light affliction. Let's get that. For our light affliction. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. For our light affliction, straight, S-T-R-A-I-T, counts right here. Light affliction, which is but for a moment. It may feel like a long time, but 1,000 years is a day to the Heavenly Father. So 1,000 earth years is like one day to the Heavenly Father. So one day to the Heavenly Father is 1,000 earth years here on earth. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be immortal. We're going to live forever. So this is but for a moment. You say 20 minutes went by, I'm still suffering, but it's only for a moment. Worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Let's get that. As a drop of sand. Sirach chapter 18, also known as Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse 8. What is man and whereto serveth he? What is his good and what is his evil? The numbers, like I said, number. I was trying to say the, but it came out A. The number of a man's days at most are in 100 years. That's true. This person's 100 years old. Wow, they live that long? Usually people die before 100. And the Hobbit, the series, it talks about the elf. 100 years is but a blink of an eye to an elf, because the elves, they don't die from old age. They just live. 100 years is short. As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand. Remember this. As a drop of water unto the sea. Wow. And a gravel stone in comparison of the sand. Wow. So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. That ocean is big. You take a little drop out, that ain't going to affect squat in that ocean. The fish won't even notice. Just a little drop. Not a gallon, a drop. And think of that vast ocean. Not even a gallon. You take a gallon, that ain't going to do nothing. But just a drop. A little drop of water. How big is a drop of water? I like this one. You see in different drops on screen. A drop of water to the vast sea. And a gravel stone in comparison of the sand. Gravel stone in comparison of the sand. Man, that is something else. That's a lot of sand. Alright. See this person holding this sand here? Look at all that going right through their fingers. And a little gravel stone in comparison of the sand. Look at all that. You take a gravel stone out of that, that's not going to hardly affect it at all. That's not going to affect that thing at all. Nobody's going to be... You take a little gravel stone out of that. That's not affecting that at all. All them other grains of sand, you take out one, that's not affecting that at all. So are 1,000 years, 1,000 long earth years to the days of eternity. And it goes on. It's very edifying indeed. Our light affliction is but for a moment, compared to the kingdom of heaven. I have not seen nor ear have heard, that have entered into the heart of man, the things which God, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, hath ordained to them that love him. 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9, but as it is written, I have not seen, never been seen, not even on TV. See Superman and all that, it's going to be better than that. See the X-Men, it's going to be better. That have entered into the heart of man, the mind of man. Not your heart and your chest. I went to that earlier with the mind of man. No books, nothing. I have not seen, nor ear heard, nor have been told to anybody, that they have entered into the heart of man. You think about some of the greatest things you've seen on TV and stuff. You think of the Beyonder, the Q, their powers, and all that. The things which God, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, have prepared for them that love him. One brother had a dream about the kingdom of heaven, and he said, the birds had crowns on their heads. We really don't know how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven, but it's going to be marvelous. That's some stuff you only see in Cinderella and stuff. Esau's in captivity. You send a bird to fly, do doo-doo, fall on the Edomite's head. Man, it's going to be marvelous in the kingdom of heaven. Revelation 13 verse 10, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Saints are only Israelites. Here is the faith and the patience of the elect. The elect will have that. Alright. I did something real quick. Back. So with the Beyonder and Q and all of their powers, that's still like some of the greatest things you can think of. Oh, Cinderella, that's some Cinderella type stuff. Revelation 13 verse 10, yeah. That talks about he that leadeth into slavery, captivity equals slavery. He that leadeth into slavery shall go into slavery. So all these other nations are going to go into slavery underneath the Israelites. Why? Because they led us into slavery, pursuing Revelation 13 verse 10. So yeah, how will the kingdom of heaven be? We can only imagine, and our imagination is not enough. We really don't know how it's going to be. We really don't. The animals will be there. The animals are going to get their reincarnation cycles. So, 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. Pleasant things. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. They're not going to see the pleasant things. And he said unto me, there is no judge above God, above Yahweh, the power, and none that hath understanding above the highest. Most High is the highest. His only begotten Son is his only begotten Son, that is Yahweh Shai. But the Most High is the highest. He's above his Son. Yahweh Shai spoke about, my Father is greater than I. For my Father is greater than I. The Father is greater than the Son. The Most High is the Most High for a reason. He is the Most High. He is the highest. There is nobody above him. Yahweh Shai, as great and infinite and marvelous and spectacular, and I could keep going on about it, as he is, the Father is still greater than the Son. And that's some serious levels of power right there, as Elder Gabal spoke about. And I agree with his statement. The Most High is more powerful than his Son. The Most High is more powerful than his Son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is more powerful than his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. That is spectacular, and I can keep going on about it. And I can't go further enough. You can never go far enough. Sirach chapter 43 verse 30. When ye glorify the Lord, however Hashem Yahushai, exalt him as much as ye can. For even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary. For ye can never go far enough. Even when you do the teachings, don't want to be weary. You want to be as a lively stone, as the scriptures speak about. and do it with joy and put forth your strength in it. You don't want to be, give an example. You don't want to be like in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form, and it goes on. You want to put forth your strength, be a lively stone. This is part of the sacrifice unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and you want to be acceptable sacrifice, unlike Cain with the unacceptable sacrifice. You want to be like Abel with the acceptable sacrifice. We are a living sacrifice. Make your body a living sacrifice. This is a sacrifice right here too. We're doing. So you want this sacrifice, these teachings that you put forth to be acceptable unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And on that note, Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh, B'Shem Yoshai, B'Shem Rakal Kodash, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yoshai, Shalom, the honors and elders of GMS, great millstone, Shalom. Quick note, Ecclesiastes 3:31, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. So animals die, they get their reincarnation cycles. They stay here on earth. While the spirit of man, that goes to the spirit world. But the animals, so humans, their spirits go to the spirit world, while animals, their spirit, they be on earth. They stay on earth. Shalom.